Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video will be on waistcoat. So we'll be drafting a waistcoat jacket. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to mark a starting point for this tutorial. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and start inserting our measurements. So for my bust point is 8 inches. So I'll be marking at 8 inches, and then the length of this waistcoat, I'm using 19 inches for that, for it. If you want it to be longer, please do it to increase your measurement. Just insert the length of your waist. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my under bust measurement and then my bust point. So this is for my chest line and then my bust points. So I'm going to go ahead and connect all these lines straight. So what we have here is our chest line, our bust point, our under bust, and then the length of this waistcoat. So I don't know if I mentioned this, we're making the front. So guys, I went ahead to label all these so that we'll know what we are doing. I don't even know if this labeling is going to enter what we are doing, but let's continue. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches. Please do it to insert your own measurements. And then so the next thing we're going to be doing is to mark our bust measurement divided by 4, and mine is 8.5 inches. So I'll make a mark here. All stitching allowance will be added as we're transferring this to our fabric. So my shoulder slope, I'm coming down by 1 inch, and then for my neckline, the width of my neckline, I am doing 3 inches basic neckline. So I'm going to connect these 2 points together. Mark the neck depth. So I'm just marking the back neckline, the back bodice. I'm going to go ahead and connect this. So this is what we have for the back neckline. So once I am done with that, we are going to go ahead and insert our measurement. Okay, I've already marked my bust point, so we are going to go ahead and curve in our back armhole. So this is what we have for the back armhole. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is so we are going to go ahead and insert our dart. And for my dart, my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches divided by 2. We have about 3.25. So I'll make a mark there, and then I'll connect this line all the way to the bust area. Then from this bust, I'm coming down by 1 inch, and then I'm going to be taking ½ inch on both sides of this dart, and then I'll go ahead and connect this point. So guys, this is what we have. So we're going to continue with inserting our measurements. So for the under bust, I have my under bust measurement is 28 inches divided by 4. We have 7 inches, and then I'm going to measure what I have here. I have about ½ inch. I'll go ahead and replace it here. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to mark our waist measurement or hip measurement, depending on where you have yours. So measure the round of your waist. If yours is at the waist, measure it. If it's at the hip, measure it. So I have here for my measurement, I have my waist measurement divided by 4. I'm going to insert here, and then I'll measure what I have here. I have 1 inch, so I'm going to go ahead and replace it here. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and connect these points. So this is for the back bodies. We're going to then we're going to work on the front bodies. So guys, for the front bodies, the first thing I'm going to be doing is to also mark a starting point for this. And once I am done with that, before any measurement, we start taking any measurement, I'm going to go ahead and first of all mark 2.5 inches for my button allowance. So I'll go ahead and mark 2.5 inches, and then I'll connect this line. I'll connect this point. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to insert our basic measurement. So for my chest line is 8 inches, my bust point is 10 inches, or 9.5 inches, sorry, and my under bust is 14 inches, and then I have the full length of this waistcoat as 19 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect these points straight. So this is for our button. Is it you or O? I think it's you. So our measurement is going to be starting from here. So this of shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect this line. I'm using my pen so that we don't have double line by the time we connect it. We're shaping our armhole. So for my shoulder slope, I'm coming down by 1 inch, and then for my neckline, width of my neckline, I'm also marking 3 inches for the basic width neckline, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect this point. So for the neck depth, this depends on how deep you want yours to be. So I'm going to go ahead and mark 7.5 inches. So I'm taking 7.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this point, but I'm going to show you guys how to connect this to here, because if you don't pay attention to it, by the time you want to you transfer it to your fabric, you find it very difficult. So I'll just connect this line first. So I'm doing 7.5 inches for the basis of this tutorial. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to insert my bust measurement divided by 4, which is 8.5 inches, right? 8.5 inches, and then from here I'm going to go ahead and measure these 2 points. I'll measure these 2 points, and I have about 7 inches, so I'll divide it into 2, which is 3.5 inches, and then at that point I'm coming in by half of an inch, and then I'll connect this point, and this bust measurement. Remember I said, I don't know if I've mentioned it, that every allowance will be added while transferring this to our fabric. So I'll go ahead and find a perfect curve for it, and then we're going to connect our armhole. So this is what we have in our armhole. So the next thing we're going to do is to take our nipple to nipple measurement, and for mine is 7 inches divided by 2 is 3.25. so I'll mark it, and then okay, let me label this so that we'll know what we are doing. So this is our bust, this is our chest line, this is our under bust, and this is the length of the waistcoat. So we have our nipple to nipple measurement as 3.25. so I'll just connect this line. So once I am done with that, at my bust point I'm going to come down by 1 inch this way. So this is 1 inch, and then at this point I am taking 0.75, and at this point I'm taking half of an inch. So I'll go ahead and connect this line straight to the under bust. So once we are done with that, we're going to go ahead and mark the center of this armhole, which is 3.5 inches. We already have it already. Then we're going to curve all the way to this place. So I'm going to go ahead and curve this, making sure that at the bust point there is no sharp edge there at this point. So once we are done with that, at this point I'm going in by half of an inch, and then on both sides half of an inch. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to here. So this is what we have at this point. So then we are going to connect this one coming to this place that is not sharp at the bust point. So guys, this is what we have at this point. If you feel that it's sharp, use your marker to align it to give you a perfect curve. So this is what we have. So at this point we are going to go ahead and measure what we have here. We have about 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead, and replace that 1 inch that we have here, and also then extend this line upwards. I'll go ahead and then also mark the 1 inch here, and then we are going to go ahead and create a new curve for this. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to insert our bust measurement divided by 4. Remember, our measurement is starting from the button line. So I'll insert, okay, we've already done our bust measurement divided by 4. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to insert our under bust measurement divided by 4. And for that, we have 7 inches. And then I'm going to measure what I have here at the dart area. I have about 1.25 inches. And then I'll replace it. And also with the waist measurement as well, you have 9 inches, and then I'll measure whatever I have here. I have about 1.25 inches. I'll also replace it here. So we are going to go ahead and connect this, all these points. So this is what we have for our waistcoat. But before cutting that out, I'm going to go ahead and measure what I have here from here to here. We have 10 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the center of that 10 inches, which is 5 inches, and then from there I'm going down. So this depends on how long you want it to be. Some style will have it longer and some will have it shorter, so it depends on what you want. So let me just do 3 inches to be maybe at the middle, and then I'll go ahead and connect the line from here to here, and then from here to here. So this is what we have. So we're going to go ahead and cut this out, but I'm not going to be cutting this place now. We're going to be doing something before cutting it out. So for this you're going to extend it to this place, and then replace the allowance, so that by the time you hold in the dart, is going to replace. I forgot to mention that. I totally forgot, and I already cut this out before I remember. So please extend your dart to this place, and also make sure that you replace your dart as you replaced it on every other side. So you place it here as well before you cut out. I hope you get this. So guys, this is what we have at this point. So for this buttonhole, before you cut this neckline, you're going to fold in your buttonhole, just like as you're going to fold it while stitching this waistcoat. So you fold in by 1/2 inch, and then you fold over by 1 inch, right? So you fold over by 1 inch. This paper, respect yourself now. So you fold over by 1 inch. So once you are done with this, you can now go ahead and cut your buttonhole. So I'm just going to extend this. I'm just going to go ahead and extend this. So if you don't do this before cutting your button, by the time you want to attach your button, by the time you want to fold in this place as you are stitching it down, you'll find out that you're going to have such a shortage of fabric at this place that you folded. So that's the reason why you have to fold it first before cutting it out. Another way I do it is to come up by 1 inch and then cut. By the time I'm done with what I have, I will now adjust the neckline if there's any need for adjustment. So I'm going to open it up so that you guys can see. So you see what I mean? If that you cut it straight, this place, by the time you want to fold it, you'll see that there's a shortage of fabric here. So that's why you have to fold before you cut. And that's it for this tutorial. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my videos with family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.